to What's the QuaranTEA with DanceFest Productions. My name is Allison Gupton, and with me today I have one of my dearest friends from when we were both younger and crazy and in love with each other as best friends, and his name is Jordan Keyon Moncrief. Tell us a little bit about your self and what you do now, but also your dance background.
I love that you said we were young, crazy, and in love with each other as best friends. It's like, what has changed? I've always been a performer. I started really young in church. I used to sing in the choir, and I did plays in school. And then I got to high school, and I had a friend that was trying out for the musical. And by this point, performing had kind of taken a back burner for me. And I was just like, you know what? I can sing, I can dance,
Yes, you can.
I need to be in a musical. So then I started doing musical theater, which parlayed into taking dance at the studio. And I would take summer intensives, which is how we met. We met taking summer classes here in Atlanta.
Crazy.
And then that parlayed into teaching and performing and choreographing and being on film, dancing internationally, taught all over the country. I've kind of done a little bit of everything in this business. I mean, worked at a concert dance studio as an associate artistic director for a while. I was there for 15 years. I worked in dance retail. And so all of these little aspects, little nuggets that I picked up along the way has kind of parlayed into what I do now, which is I work for Eurotar Dancewear. I am the consumer affairs manager, and I also am an exclusive sales rep. So I rep the West Coast of the country, and yeah, I'm on the consumer affairs team. We have an amazing consumer affairs director, Mia Burdett. It's amazing. Shout out to my girl Mia.
Hi, Mia.
And so it's really awesome that not that I've had benchmarks or check marks, but I've just kind of set goals. And I feel like once I've accomplished a goal, I try to set another goal. And so it's really been amazing to kind of be where I am now, because it's culminated into a really awesome place.
What have you specifically learned from this quarantine about either yourself or about dance or about retail or about Eurotard? Okay.
I've learned that I'm more handy around the house than I thought. Now, I've always been good at laundry, dishes, that type of stuff, housework. But I changed an air vent. We did wallpaper in a room, and I was like, I'm gonna suck at this. I don't like this type of stuff. We painted, we've done a bunch of stuff, and I'm like, oh wow, didn't think I could do that. That's pretty awesome. So
that is awesome.
yeah, so more handy than I thought. And I also learned that I really love my spouse. It's been really easy for us, I'll be very honest, quarantining together. I know a lot of people are, you're either in love or you're I'm ready to kill this person. And I feel like, we live really well together, and we get along. It's truly my best friend. And so it's been really awesome for us, and I've been able to work from home, which is, I'm fortunate in that not everybody's able to do that. And so I definitely don't take that for granted. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, it's been okay for me.
Yeah.
Well, I've also learned that there is obviously this extrovert side to me, this larger than life, highly energized social person.
Right.
But I've also realized there's so much of my personality that is introverted.
Okay.
So I like to say that I'm an ambivert, and I think that it has become more prevalent as I've gotten to be older.
Okay.
Not old, older. I feel like there was a shift in the quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
It was when I started setting boundaries for everything. We'd wake up and Matt would get ready and go to, his office, and then I would go to the front office and work. I'd sit there and I'd work 9 to 5:30. These are my work hours traditionally. And so I have to just, put on that tunnel vision, like I'm in the office, even though you're at home. It's like, nope, you have to just be just as productive, just as effective.
Right.
And once 5:30 comes, I separate and I am able to be at home, and have my home life. And it's like, then Matt comes home, it's like, do our normal evening things, have dinner, watch TV, like, right. But it's like setting those boundaries. So it's not like, just because I'm working from home means I'm accessible at all hours from work, or vice versa. Just because I'm working from home doesn't mean that I can just be on the couch and lounging. It's like, no, you have to set, these boundaries and clear definition of how life is going to be, especially since this is your place for 24 hours, 24/7.
What is your biggest advice for dancers in quarantine, and keeping positive about virtual class?
I think that, remaining positive is, a tough thing to say. I think you let yourself feel the range of emotions, and I think that you also have to commit and be hardworking, definitely, like, if this is something that you want to do for a living as a career, you're going to have to stay at home. If it's doing push-ups and crunches or stretching in your bedroom, that's what it is right now. And that's okay, because the long-term goal is going to be so rewarding because you put in that work. You're going to remember this moment and be like, yep, I remember when I was standing at my kitchen counter and I had to do bar. I remember when I was at the kitchen table and I had to use my kitchen chairs as, my ballet bar. It's like, you're doing what is necessary for you to have this, awesome moment later in life when you've reached your goal and accomplished something. So I think that, be honest about what you're feeling, but I think that you persevere. Perseverance is going to be key right now for all of us, especially our young, our creatives, those who are going through a tough time right now, whether it be, loss of a job, loss of finance, whatever it may be. But I think it's just, trying to persevere and being open about what you're feeling, because I think you're going to find that the community is there in a greater way than we, even anticipate.
Yes, I 1,000% agree.
Sorry, I sat on this couch and I just felt my Oprah energy. I was just like, whew, I don't know, I feel really strongly, me, I feel a lot of things, and I think it's so important for people to just really take care of their mental health. I think it's important that we're honest about what we're feeling, and, a lot of people translate that to vulnerability. Hey Glennon Doyle, hey Brené Brown, Dr. Brené Brown.
Dr. Brené Brown is maybe...
She is, you watch a TED Talk, read a book, listen to a podcast, or whatever it may be, you're just like...
Her podcast is life-changing.
I mean, it's there are people like her and like Oprah and like, for me, Barack Obama. Like when I hear Michelle Obama, oh my gosh, I watched that Becoming documentary on Netflix. Incredible.
Love.
But it's like these people, when you hear them speak, you're just so profoundly moved, and it's like they're able to translate all of this knowledge into something that feels so specific to you, and it's just like, thank you, receive.
All right, this or that. What's your tea? Flat tutus or romantic tutus?
Gosh, I love a platter tutu.
Isadora Duncan or Martha Graham?
Martha Graham.
Broadway tap or hoofing?
Broadway tap, for sure.
Doing choreography, performing, or both?
Choreographing.
Turned out pirouettes or parallel pirouettes?
Ooh, I love a parallel pirouette, honey. I do. I love me some jazz.
Adagio or petit allegro?
Petit allegro, honey. Give it to me.
Teaching younger kids or teaching older kids?
But I personally like working with older dancers.
Dancing to Celine or dancing to Whitney?
I'm going Whitney.
Salty snacks or sweet snacks?
Ooh, I'm a sweet snack person.
Thank you so much, Jordan, for being with us today on What's the QuaranTEA?
Thank you for having me. What's the QuaranTEA DanceFest production?